The red on-air light hums like a warning signal in the darkness, the only proof that the world is watching as the studio holds its breath. This is a room built for confrontation, for raised voices and clashing ideologies, yet tonight it feels more like a courtroom after the verdict has already been decided. Across the glass desk sits Prince Harry, a man who once swore this place represented everything he despised. The confidence that once clung to him is gone. The California polish has faded, replaced by exhaustion etched deep into his face. He does not greet the host, does not settle into small talk, does not perform. Instead, he opens a worn leather satchel and produces a stack of documents so thick it lands on the desk with a dull, final thud. It sounds less like paper and more like judgment. In that moment, the balance of power in the room shifts, and for once, Piers Morgan has nothing to say. Harry leans forward, his voice rough, stripped of theatrics, and delivers a confession that reframes a decade of public warfare. This is not an interview. It is an admission, a defection, and the papers between them are not notes but evidence. The file, hundreds of pages deep, is positioned as the black box recovered from the wreckage of a marriage that played out on a global stage. According to Harry, everything he believed to be organic, accidental, or misunderstood was engineered long before he realized he was the target. What he once called fate is now described as a funnel, carefully designed, narrowing him toward an outcome he never saw coming. He did not bring the documents to clear his name. He brought them to dismantle a narrative. As the pages turn, the tone of the room hardens. The early sections are not emotional confessions but cold timelines, transcripts, and technical details that suggest surveillance rather than romance. Harry sits frozen as the implications unfold, reliving the moment he discovered what was hidden in a safe while his wife was away. The material alleges that private conversations inside royal residences, spaces believed to be secure, were captured without the knowledge of those present. Jewelry, clothing, even furniture are described not as accessories or decor but as tools. According to Harry, the recordings were not sentimental keepsakes or historical diaries but leverage, stored, catalogued, and monetized. Trust, once weaponized, becomes impossible to recover. The dossier then pivots from espionage to finance, exposing what Harry claims he never bothered to question while playing his assigned role. Charitable foundations framed as compassionate missions allegedly funneled the majority of donations into administrative shadows, where public goodwill transformed into private advantage. Corporate structures spanned states, accounts shifted funds with clinical precision, and public virtue masked what looked increasingly like a brand operation fueled by crisis management retainers and image control. Harry describes himself not as a partner but as hired talent, a face attached to causes he did not control, an employee inside his own marriage. The realization lands not with anger but with humiliation. The most difficult pages come last. These documents move beyond money and media into territory that explains why Harry says he truly ran. Medical correspondence, scheduling notes, and visual evidence are presented as proof that even the most intimate aspects of his life were managed for optics. Births became productions, secrecy became strategy, and control became the ultimate currency. Harry frames it not as a conspiracy for shock value but as a system designed to ensure ownership, leverage, and escape routes. The children, he suggests, were never meant to anchor him but to bind him. By the time the final handwritten page surfaces, the studio feels emptied of air. Harry leaves the file behind and walks into the darkness lighter than when he arrived, as if the weight of the truth now belongs to the desk and to the audience. What remains is not closure but ignition. A story this volatile does not end with a goodbye, it begins with exposure. If you watch this unfold with your jaw clenched and your questions multiplying, you are not alone. What do you believe happens next, and how much of this story do you think the public has only just begun to see? Share your thoughts below, and if you want deeper breakdowns, continued analysis, and stories that don't flinch from uncomfortable details, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next.